Sometimes in life, there are moments when it feels like something unseen is trying to communicate with you. Strange coincidences begin to appear in ways that are difficult to explain. Certain thoughts, feelings, or intuitions grow stronger than usual, almost as if something is gently trying to get your attention. And just when you feel completely lost, when you believe you have reached a dead end, an unexpected path suddenly opens in front of you. It might come through a conversation with someone you barely know, a message you stumble across at the perfect moment, or a quiet realization that seems to rise from within you. These experiences can feel mysterious, even unsettling, but at the same time, they carry a strange sense of meaning. Many people believe that these moments are not random events. They believe that the universe has a way of communicating with certain individuals, not through loud voices or dramatic signs, but through subtle patterns that slowly reveal themselves over time. These individuals are often described as people who are walking a unique path, people who are meant to experience life differently from the majority. They may feel a constant pull toward deeper questions about existence, purpose, and the hidden forces that shape the direction of their lives. For them, ordinary moments can carry extraordinary meaning because they sense that there is something larger guiding the journey. Those who resonate with this idea often notice that their lives unfold in unusual ways. Challenges seem to arrive not just as obstacles, but as lessons that shape their perspective and strengthen their character. Periods of confusion or isolation often appear before moments of clarity and transformation. Over time, they begin to see patterns that others might overlook. They start to recognize that what once felt like chaos may actually be part of a larger design that is slowly revealing itself. If you are watching this video right now, it may not be a coincidence. Perhaps something within you felt drawn to this message for a reason. Maybe you have already experienced moments that felt too meaningful to dismiss as simple chance. You might have noticed repeating signs, powerful intuition, or unexpected events that seem to guide you toward a new direction in life. These experiences often leave people wondering whether the universe is quietly trying to speak to them, offering guidance that cannot always be explained through logic alone. For those who are willing to pay attention, these subtle signals can become a source of insight. They can encourage you to slow down, reflect, and look more closely at the path you are walking. Instead of seeing life as a random sequence of events, you may begin to see it as a journey filled with messages waiting to be understood. Sometimes all it takes is a moment of awareness to realize that the universe may already be communicating with you in ways you had never considered before. In this video, we will explore the idea that the universe may be sending messages specifically to those who are meant to hear them. We will talk about the signs that often appear in the lives of people who feel called toward a deeper purpose, and how these experiences may reveal a hidden layer of meaning behind everyday life. By the end of this message, you may start to see your own experiences from a new perspective. Before we continue, if this message resonates with you, take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who might need to hear it, and subscribe to the channel for more messages like this. When the universe speaks to a chosen one, it rarely does so in an obvious or dramatic way. There is no loud announcement, no clear voice declaring that a message has arrived. Instead, communication often takes place through subtle patterns and quiet signals that gradually reveal themselves over time. These signs can appear in ways that seem ordinary at first, but when you begin to notice them more closely, they carry a sense of meaning that feels impossible to ignore. For those who are truly paying attention, these small moments can become powerful reminders that their journey is being guided in ways they may not fully understand yet. One of the most common ways the universe communicates is through patterns that repeat themselves throughout a person's life. You might notice certain numbers appearing again and again in unexpected places. Perhaps you frequently glance at the clock at the exact same time each day, or you repeatedly encounter the same number sequence on receipts, license plates, or phone numbers. At first, these moments may seem insignificant, the kind of coincidence that could easily be dismissed as random. But when these patterns continue to appear over and over again, they begin to feel less like coincidence and more like a signal that something deeper may be happening. Beyond numbers, repeating themes can also appear in your daily experiences. You may hear the same idea mentioned in different conversations, see similar messages across books, videos, or articles, or encounter symbols that seem to follow you from one place to another. These recurring elements often appear during moments when you are searching for clarity or facing important decisions in your life. When the same message keeps appearing from different sources, it can feel as though the universe is gently trying to guide your attention towards something important. Another powerful sign that the universe may be trying to reach you is the presence of strong intuition. Intuition is often described as a quiet inner voice or a deep feeling that seems to come from somewhere beyond rational thought. It does not always provide a clear explanation or logical reasoning. Instead, it offers a sense of knowing that is difficult to describe, but surprisingly difficult to ignore. Many chosen ones report experiencing this feeling when they are faced with decisions that could shape the direction of their lives. There may be moments when you feel drawn toward a particular path, even though there is no clear reason why it feels right. Logic might suggest that another option is safer or more practical, yet something inside you keeps urging you to move in a different direction. This inner pull can be confusing, especially when it contradicts what others expect from you. However, for many people who later discover that their lives follow an unusual or meaningful path, these intuitive moments become some of the most important turning points in their journey. Intuition can also appear as a sense of warning. There may be times when you feel uncomfortable in certain situations without being able to explain exactly why. A place may feel wrong, a decision may suddenly seem questionable, or a relationship may trigger a quiet feeling that something is not aligned with your true direction. For chosen ones, these feelings are often not random emotional reactions. They can serve as protective signals, guiding them away from paths that may distract them from their greater purpose. Another sign that the universe may be trying to communicate with you is the appearance of unexpected encounters. Life has a way of bringing certain people into your path at moments when their presence seems almost perfectly timed. You may meet someone who shares a piece of advice that completely changes your perspective, or you may hear a story from a stranger that answers a question you have been carrying in your mind for weeks. These encounters often occur when you are searching for direction, reassurance, or inspiration. Sometimes these meetings are brief, lasting only a few minutes, yet the impact they leave can remain with you for years. A single sentence spoken by the right person at the right moment can shift the way you see your entire situation. It can open your mind to possibilities you had never considered before. For many chosen ones, these interactions feel like more than simple chance. They feel like carefully placed moments, designed to move them closer to understanding their path. In other cases, the people who appear in your life may stay for much longer. They may become mentors, friends, or partners who influence your growth in meaningful ways. Often these relationships begin in unexpected circumstances. You might meet someone through a random conversation, a shared experience, or an unusual coincidence that neither of you planned. Over time, you may realize that the presence of this person has helped guide you through important stages of your development. The universe can also communicate through life events that seem to redirect your path in unexpected ways. A sudden opportunity may appear just when you feel stuck. A challenge that initially feels like a setback may later reveal itself as the exact experience you needed to grow stronger. At the time these events occur, they can feel confusing or even frustrating. It is only when you look back that you begin to see how each moment played a role in guiding you toward where you are meant to be. Many chosen ones describe their lives as a series of unexpected turns that eventually form a pattern. At the beginning, the path may appear chaotic, filled with uncertainty and change. Plans may fall apart, and the direction you once believed was certain may suddenly disappear. Yet as time passes, new opportunities appear that would never have been possible without those earlier disruptions. Slowly, the pieces begin to connect in ways that reveal a larger story unfolding beneath the surface of everyday life. There are also moments when guidance from the universe comes through quiet reflection. During periods of solitude or deep thought, ideas may emerge that reshape your understanding of your purpose. You may suddenly see a solution to a problem that once seemed impossible. You may gain clarity about a choice you have been struggling to make. These insights often appear when you allow yourself to step away from constant noise and distraction, giving your mind the space to listen. For chosen ones, silence can become an important gateway to understanding the messages that surround them. When the mind becomes calm and attentive, subtle signals that once went unnoticed can begin to stand out more clearly. You may start to see how certain experiences connect with one another. You may recognize that events which once seemed unrelated are actually part of a larger pattern, guiding you toward growth and discovery. Another important aspect of these signs is timing. The universe often delivers messages at moments when they are most needed. You might come across a meaningful quote exactly when you are questioning your direction. A video, conversation, or unexpected thought may appear just when you are searching for reassurance. These perfectly timed moments can feel almost impossible to explain, yet they occur often enough that many people begin to view them as part of a deeper system of guidance. For someone who is beginning to notice these experiences, it can feel both fascinating and confusing. You may wonder whether you are reading too much into ordinary events. You may question whether these patterns truly mean something, or if they are simply coincidences that happen to align with your thoughts. This uncertainty is natural. Learning to recognize the difference between random events and meaningful signals often takes time and awareness. However, for many chosen ones, the accumulation of these experiences becomes too consistent to dismiss. When patterns repeat themselves, when intuition repeatedly proves accurate, and when encounters appear at exactly the right moments, it becomes difficult to believe that everything is happening purely by chance. Instead, it begins to feel as though an invisible guidance system is quietly influencing the direction of your life. This does not mean that every single event carries a hidden message, nor does it mean that the path ahead will always be easy. The journey of a chosen one often involves periods of doubt, confusion, and challenge. But within those experiences, the universe continues to offer subtle signs for those who are willing to notice them. These signs do not force you to follow a particular path. Instead, they act as gentle reminders that you are never truly navigating your journey alone. Over time, as awareness grows, these signals can become easier to recognize. What once appeared as coincidence may begin to look more like guidance. Moments that seemed random may reveal themselves as important turning points in your story. For chosen ones, learning to observe these signs without fear or resistance can become one of the most powerful tools for understanding their place in the world. And as you begin to see these patterns more clearly, you may realize that the universe has been speaking to you far longer than you ever imagined. The signs were always there, quietly waiting for the moment when you were ready to notice them. Many people who resonate with messages about purpose, guidance, and spiritual awakening share a similar feeling that has followed them for much of their lives. It is the quiet but persistent sense that they are somehow different from the people around them. This feeling does not necessarily come from arrogance or the belief that they are better than others. Instead, it often comes from an inner awareness that their perspective on life does not always align with the way most people see the world. Even from a young age, many chosen ones notice that their thoughts seem to move in directions that others rarely explore. While many people are focused primarily on routine, comfort, or external success, those who walk a more reflective path often find themselves asking deeper questions. They wonder about the meaning behind the experiences they go through. They question why certain events happen at particular moments. They reflect on the lessons hidden inside both their victories and their failures. Instead of simply moving from one stage of life to the next without much thought, they often feel compelled to examine the purpose behind the journey itself. This deeper level of reflection can sometimes create a sense of distance between the chosen one and the people around them. Conversations that seem normal to others may feel shallow or repetitive. Interests that excite most people may not hold the same level of meaning. The chosen one may find themselves longing for discussions about purpose, growth, or the unseen forces that shape life, while those around them may be more comfortable focusing on practical matters and daily routines. Because of this difference in perspective, many chosen ones experience moments when they feel misunderstood. Friends, family members, or colleagues may not always recognize the depth of the questions they are asking. When they try to explain their thoughts or feelings, others may respond with confusion or even skepticism. Over time, this can create the impression that the chosen one is walking a path that few people truly understand. These experiences can sometimes lead to periods of isolation, The chosen one may spend long stretches of time reflecting on their own thoughts, rather than seeking constant social interaction. This solitude is not always a deliberate choice. Sometimes it happens naturally, when they realize that few people around them share the same curiosity about life's deeper layers. While others may view solitude as loneliness, the chosen one may gradually begin to see it as an opportunity for clarity and personal growth. Solitude often becomes one of the most powerful teachers in the life of someone who feels called toward a greater purpose. In the quiet moments away from distraction, the mind becomes more open to reflection and understanding. Thoughts that once seemed scattered begin to form clearer patterns. Emotions that once felt overwhelming begin to reveal the lessons hidden within them. Through these periods of introspection, the chosen one slowly develops a stronger connection with their inner voice. Yet the journey through solitude is rarely easy. There are moments when the chosen one questions whether their sense of difference is a strength or a burden. They may wonder if life would be simpler if they could think the same way as everyone else, if they could move through the world without constantly searching for meaning behind every experience. During these moments of doubt, it can feel as though the path they are walking is unnecessarily complicated. However, within many spiritual traditions and philosophical teachings, this feeling of being different is not viewed as a flaw. Instead, it is often seen as a sign that a person is being prepared for a particular role in the unfolding story of their life. The challenges they face are not meaningless obstacles. They are experiences designed to sharpen their awareness and deepen their understanding of both themselves and others. Many chosen ones look back on their lives and recognize that their most difficult moments played a crucial role in shaping who they eventually became. Periods of rejection taught them resilience. Moments of uncertainty forced them to develop patience and adaptability. Experiences of misunderstanding encouraged them to cultivate empathy toward people who feel lost or unheard. Each hardship became a lesson that strengthened qualities they would later rely on in unexpected ways. These challenges often arrive earlier or more frequently in the lives of those who feel called towards something greater. While others may move through life with fewer internal struggles, the chosen one often encounters situations that push them to question their beliefs and redefine their identity. These moments of struggle can feel overwhelming at the time, yet they often serve as catalysts for transformation. Through these experiences, the chosen one begins to develop a deeper sense of awareness. They become more sensitive to the emotions of others, more perceptive of the patterns that shape human behavior, and more capable of understanding perspectives beyond their own. This heightened awareness can make them valuable guides for others who are searching for direction in their own lives. Another important quality that emerges from these challenges is compassion. Because the chosen one has experienced confusion, pain, and isolation firsthand, they are often able to connect with others who are facing similar struggles. They know what it feels like to question one's place in the world. They understand the uncertainty that accompanies personal transformation. This empathy allows them to support others in ways that someone without those experiences might find difficult. Over time, the chosen one begins to see that the very qualities that once made them feel different are also the qualities that allow them to contribute something meaningful to the world. Their curiosity leads them to discover insights that others may overlook. Their resilience allows them to remain steady in the face of adversity. Their empathy helps them connect with people on a deeper level than surface interactions. The sense of being different does not disappear completely, but its meaning begins to change. What once felt like separation gradually begins to feel like responsibility. The chosen one realizes that their experiences have given them a perspective that can be used to help others navigate their own challenges. Instead of trying to fit into expectations that were never meant for them, they begin to embrace the path that feels authentic to who they truly are. As this understanding grows, the chosen one also becomes more comfortable with the idea that not everyone will fully understand their journey. They learn that validation from others is not always necessary for progress. What matters more is the quiet certainty that they are moving in alignment with their deeper sense of purpose. This confidence does not come from external recognition, but from the lessons they have gathered through years of reflection and growth. In many ways, the feeling of being different becomes the very force that guides the chosen one toward their unique role in the world. It encourages them to question assumptions, explore new ideas, and seek truth beyond the surface of everyday life. It pushes them to continue growing even when the path forward is uncertain. Eventually, the chosen one may realize that the difference they once struggled with was never meant to isolate them. Instead, it was meant to awaken them. It was meant to prepare them for a journey that requires courage, awareness, and compassion. And through that journey, they may discover that the qualities that once set them apart are the same qualities that allow them to bring light, understanding, and inspiration to others who are searching for their own path. Receiving guidance from the universe is rarely about witnessing dramatic events or extraordinary signs that suddenly change everything in a single moment. More often, the process begins in a much quieter and more subtle way. It begins with awareness. The ability to slow down, observe, and notice what is happening within and around you becomes the foundation for understanding the messages that life may be trying to reveal. In a world that constantly moves at a fast pace, many people become so focused on external noise and daily responsibilities that they overlook the quiet signals that are always present. Learning to listen begins with creating space for those signals to be noticed. For many chosen ones, the first step toward recognizing guidance from the universe is developing a deeper relationship with their own intuition. Intuition is often misunderstood as something mysterious or mystical, but in reality, it is a natural form of awareness that everyone possesses. It is the quiet inner voice that appears when the mind becomes calm enough to hear it. Unlike logical reasoning, which relies on analysis and comparison, intuition often presents itself as a feeling of certainty that arises without a clear explanation. There may be moments when a particular choice simply feels right, even though you cannot logically explain why. At other times, something may feel wrong or uncomfortable, even when everything appears normal on the surface. These subtle feelings are often the earliest forms of guidance that chosen ones begin to recognize. When people learn to respect and observe these inner signals instead of dismissing them, they gradually develop a stronger sense of trust in their own awareness. However, listening to intuition requires patience and practice. In the beginning, it can be difficult to distinguish between genuine intuitive insight and ordinary thoughts shaped by fear or doubt. The mind is capable of creating many internal voices, some of which are influenced by past experiences or external expectations. Because of this, chosen ones often learn to slow down and reflect before acting on their inner impressions. Through reflection, they begin to notice patterns in how their intuition communicates with them. Over time, certain intuitive signals may prove to be remarkably accurate. Decisions guided by that quiet inner voice may lead to opportunities that would have been impossible to predict through logic alone. At the same time, moments when intuition was ignored may later reveal themselves as missed guidance. These experiences gradually build a deeper understanding of how inner awareness can serve as a compass when navigating uncertain paths. Another important aspect of listening when the universe speaks is remaining open to unexpected opportunities. Many people move through life with a very specific idea of how their future should unfold. They create detailed plans and expectations about what success, happiness, or fulfillment should look like. While planning can be helpful, it can also limit the ability to recognize possibilities that appear outside those expectations. For chosen ones, the path toward purpose often unfolds in ways that cannot be predicted in advance. Opportunities may appear through conversations, sudden ideas, or experiences that seem unrelated to previous plans. These moments can feel surprising because they arrive in forms that were never anticipated. Sometimes they appear as invitations to explore a new interest. Other times they arrive as challenges that force a change in direction. Remaining open to these unexpected moments requires flexibility. It requires the willingness to acknowledge that the journey toward meaning may not follow a straight or predictable line. Many chosen ones eventually realize that some of the most important turning points in their lives came from situations they never planned for. A single conversation may lead to a new career path. An unexpected obstacle may reveal hidden strengths that were previously unnoticed. When people become too rigid in their expectations, they may overlook these moments of possibility. They may dismiss an opportunity simply because it does not match the image they once imagined for their future. Learning to listen when the universe speaks involves recognizing that guidance can appear in many forms. Sometimes the most important doors open quietly, requiring awareness and curiosity to notice them. Patience also plays a crucial role in understanding the messages that life presents. Many people hope for immediate answers when they begin searching for direction. They want clear signs that confirm whether they are moving in the right direction. However, the universe rarely reveals the full path all at once. Instead, guidance often unfolds gradually, revealing one step at a time. This gradual process can be frustrating for those who prefer certainty. There may be long periods when the next step is not entirely clear. During these moments, chosen ones often learn one of the most valuable lessons of their journey: trust in the unfolding process. Instead of demanding immediate clarity, they begin to focus on the next meaningful action available to them. Through patience, the larger picture eventually begins to reveal itself. What once appeared as disconnected experiences slowly forms a pattern. Each step, even the uncertain ones, contributes to a deeper understanding of the direction their life is taking. Looking back, many chosen ones realized that the timing of events was rarely accidental. Opportunities appeared when they had developed the strength or awareness needed to handle them. Another important element of listening to the universe is cultivating awareness of the present moment. When the mind is constantly focused on past regrets or future worries, it becomes difficult to notice the subtle messages unfolding in the present. Guidance often appears through everyday experiences that can easily be overlooked when attention is scattered. Moments of quiet reflection can help restore this awareness, whether through walking in nature, spending time in solitude, or simply allowing the mind to slow down for a few minutes each day. These pauses create the space needed to observe what life may be revealing. In stillness, the mind becomes more receptive to ideas, insights, and connections that would otherwise remain hidden beneath the noise of constant activity. Awareness also allows chosen ones to recognize patterns that repeat themselves over time. Events that once seemed unrelated may reveal deeper connections when viewed with careful attention. Encounters with certain people, recurring themes in conversations, or repeated emotional responses to specific situations can all offer clues about the direction life is encouraging them to explore. As awareness grows, chosen ones often develop a deeper trust in the idea that their life is part of a meaningful journey rather than a collection of random experiences. This trust does not eliminate uncertainty, but it changes the way uncertainty is perceived. Instead of viewing the unknown as something to fear, they begin to see it as an invitation to continue exploring. Trusting the process does not mean abandoning personal responsibility or blindly following every impulse. It means maintaining a balance between thoughtful action and openness to guidance. Chosen ones learn to make decisions based on both reason and intuition, recognizing that both forms of understanding have their place in shaping the path forward. Over time, this balanced approach allows them to move through life with greater confidence and clarity. Even when challenges arise, they are less likely to feel completely lost, because they understand that difficulty is often part of the journey toward growth. Each challenge carries the possibility of revealing new insights that bring them closer to understanding their purpose. Eventually, many chosen ones begin to see their life from a broader perspective. They recognize that the experiences they once considered random may have been guiding them all along. The signs, the intuitive feelings, the unexpected encounters, and the gradual unfolding of opportunities all begin to connect into a larger story. Through this realization, they come to understand that listening to the universe is not about seeking supernatural messages or extraordinary events. It is about cultivating awareness, patience, and trust. It is about recognizing that guidance often appears through the ordinary moments of life, quietly pointing the way toward deeper meaning. When chosen ones learn to trust this process and remain attentive to the signs around them, they begin to see their life differently. What once felt uncertain begins to feel purposeful. What once appeared random begins to reveal hidden patterns, and slowly, step by step, they come to understand that their journey is guiding them exactly where they are meant to be. If you have experienced unusual coincidences in your life, moments where events seemed too perfectly timed to be explained as simple chance, then you may already have encountered the quiet ways the universe communicates. Perhaps you have felt a strong sense of intuition guiding you towards certain choices, even when logic could not fully explain why. Maybe you have faced challenges that forced you to see the world from a completely new perspective, transforming the way you understand yourself, your purpose, and the direction your life is taking. For many people who resonate with this message, these experiences are not isolated incidents. They are part of a pattern that slowly unfolds over time. Each coincidence, each intuitive feeling, and each difficult moment carries the potential to reveal something meaningful. At first, these experiences may feel confusing or even overwhelming. You may question whether they truly hold significance, or if they are simply ordinary events that your mind is interpreting in a special way. Yet, as time passes and the patterns become clearer, many chosen ones begin to realize that these moments have quietly shaped their path in ways they never expected. Sometimes the most important step is not searching for dramatic answers or extraordinary signs. Instead, it is learning to listen. Listening to the subtle signals that appear in everyday life. Listening to the quiet inner voice that speaks through intuition. Listening to the lessons hidden within the experiences that challenge and transform you. When you allow yourself to become more aware of these signals, you begin to recognize that guidance has been present all along. Trusting the journey is equally important. Life rarely reveals its full plan in advance, and the path forward is not always perfectly clear. There will be moments when uncertainty appears, when the next step seems hidden behind questions that have not yet been answered. During those times, continuing to move forward with patience and awareness can be the most powerful choice you can make. Each step, even the uncertain ones, becomes part of the unfolding story that leads you closer to the person you are meant to become. And remember that the universe often speaks in quiet ways. Its messages are not always loud or dramatic, but they are present for those who are willing to notice them. Through coincidences, intuition, encounters with others, and the lessons hidden in life's challenges, guidance appears again and again. These moments are not meant to control your path, but to gently guide you toward a deeper understanding of who you are and the role you may play in the lives of others. If this message spoke to you today, don't forget to like this video, share it with someone who might need to hear it, and subscribe to the channel for more messages meant for the chosen ones.